Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me. My name is Jens Kat, and today, in these coming 5 minutes, I will talk about Zero Toil, AI enablement using MCP and Envoy. Well, I'm a physicist by training and a software engineer at ING. And in mechanics, there is this amazing principle of virtual work equals zero. The system settles in the lowest configuration, the equilibrium. Now, in software, my evenings have taught me the opposite. Every AI use case pulls in invisible forces, retries, authentication, security. We push a lot, but nothing moves. And that's not how software engineering is supposed to feel. What I see is that teams are grabbing for the tiniest lever they can find, local optima. When they want to integrate existing flows with AI agents, they grab for custom servers, and they have to reinvent discovery, redo authorization, rebuild security, a lot of force for very little movement. So we have to find a bigger lever. So we went hunting for the real leverage, the Archimedes kind, same push, bigger outcome. And the only way to get that in software is through standardization. How USB-C standardized hardware connections, Model Context Protocol standardizes how AI agents interact with systems. MCP lets LLMs interact with the world through AI agents and tool calls. It uses JSON RPC, and the MCP server lists the tools, and the MCP client calls the methods on the server with the structured inputs and outputs. Now, underwater, MCP is just HTTP posts. It's a helpful standard, there's zero magic, and there's no need for umpteen bespoke implementations. Now, here's our advantage. At ING, we already have a service mesh. All ING-specific data is available. We have worked on MTLS, authentication, retries, reliability, observability. Everything is battle tested. So in a physics sense, our service mesh is the fulcrum or the pivot. So let's use this fulcrum and start using the leverage. So how do we connect AI agents to the service mesh? Instead of putting one big MCP server in the middle, or worse, slightly different MCP servers scattered around in the environment, we put a small, dedicated MCP server next to the AI agent with custom OpenAPI documents, so it's easy to manage and easy to scale. So before, we had 10 teams owning 10 different servers, doing 10 times alpha and discovery, and after we have one MCP server next to the AI agent. Now the question is, how can we translate those MCP requests to HTTP without changing the existing services? MCP uses JSON RPC, and given our OpenAPI documents, we can map MCP tool calls to HTTP requests. And by doing this, we can target any API that is out there. There's no extra work required, so this is the real leverage. We use Envoy external processing to do this translation. It maps MCP methods into HTTP requests. And we don't have to change any upstream service for this. Teams bring their relevant OpenAPI specifications and tool filtering, if needed, by operation ID, and the MCP server generates the tool list and the parameters needed for the tool calls. End-to-end, the path is clean. We go from MCP client to Envoy to the external processor, which then goes upstream to the ING mesh and back. So it's a single path, predictable failure modes, and observability is built in. Because we reuse the service mesh, we also get security and governance built in instead of bolted on. And reliability comes for free. Retries, routing, it's all handled by our Envoy that we are already used to. So for developers and operations, everything gets lighter. No more one-off MCP servers and toil from random tech stacks, but just configuration and deployments, so there's less toil. We started with virtual work equals zero. And at ING, the service mesh is the lever, and MCP is how the agent grabs it. We are open sourcing this solution, so next time an AI use case comes along, pick the bigger lever. That's how you get closer to zero. Thank you.